Incredible joy. That's what God made Jerusalem for. I create Jerusalem to be a joy. This is a new creation Isaiah is repeatedly referring to in the prophet Isaiah. The new creation, a new heavens and a new earth. Lo, I am about to create new heavens and a new earth. Things of the past won't be remembered or even come to mind. You won't remember any of the suffering and pain you experienced here on earth when he creates this new heavens and a new earth, and this holy city Jerusalem is going to come down out of heaven. In the book of Revelation, chapter 21, this incredible vision of the new Jerusalem. Oh, this is where this whole thing's going, and that's what we need to keep sight of. This new Jerusalem adorned for her husband. And what's going to happen there? We're going to rejoice. Eternally rejoice when the dwelling of God is with men. And he will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be mourning, nor crying, nor pain anymore. For the former things have passed away. This is what our Lord has his sights set on when he endures that cross. It's exactly what the author of Hebrews says in chapter 12, verse 2. The Son of Man endured the cross for the joy that was set before him. For the sake of that joy set before him, he endured the cross, the author of Hebrews says, despising the shame. He didn't like it. He didn't like it, and neither should we. I mean, suffering and this stuff we're going through right now, a lot of people are just twisting and turning in agony, and panic-stricken and just knocked out of our comfort zone and filled with anxiety about all kinds of different things. Look, I mean, it's just in the grand equation of things, in the grand scheme of things, it's nothing but a bad night in a motel. All of eternity in the context of all of our sufferings in this life compared to eternal joy. St. Teresa of Avila, doctor of the church, said to us, 16th century Carmelite nun, told us it's like one night in a cheap motel, folks. All these sufferings and privations and adversities we're dealing with down here. And our Lord basically says the same thing. He says, you're going to weep and lament. Okay, in John chapter 16, when a woman is in travail, she has sorrow because her hour has come. But when she is delivered of the child, she no longer remembers the anguish for joy that a child is born into the world. So you have sorrow now, but I will see you again, and your hearts will rejoice, and no one will take your joy from you in that day when there will be no weeping and mourning. That's what Isaiah is talking about here. This is eschatology. He's talking about this new heaven and a new earth, the new Jerusalem. And no longer shall the sound of weeping be heard in this new Jerusalem, or the sound of crying. We won't remember any of these things that we endured down here in our ordeal. They won't even come to mind.